You like Westport?
Oh, sure, of course. It's my hometown now.
And for a woman that's been around the world, more or less,
Yeah.
why settle on a little sleepy village in the west of
Well,
Ireland?
sure. I mean, all the people here are my friends for years, and even the people in the village, they're my best friends in spite of all the crazy things I did.
Did you do many crazy things?
They're so nice, the people. They're really my best friends. And of course I knew them when I was driving the taxi too. I suppose I got to know a lot of them in that way.
How much was the taxi ride that time?
How much?
Yeah, to go to town from here now.
Well, I used to bring them into Mass. Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah. Would you ever do a long journey down to Shannon Airport or Dublin Airport or was it mostly local stuff?
No, I don't think so. But I had, the taxi had to be inspected, you know, PSV, every now and then. There was a cop who was a special inspector. And the first time I brought the car, I think it was an old Ford, for inspection to Castlebar, I was pregnant. And I'm telling him, Tony Butler was his name, I remember. I said I learned to drive in the British Army. And then I'm pregnant now, you see, and he accepted that. He didn't test me at all.
You blackmailed him. You frightened him, did you?
But then it went on for years, and I used to get messages from him saying, meet me. I mean, it could be miles away, Belmullet or the back of Louisburg, for a test. For some reason, he didn't have a car, and he always wanted a lift home. He lived in Castlebar. So I used to have to trundle out to these places and meet him and drive him home. Of course, I always passed the test. And then eventually, he retired, and there was a new inspector. And my God, he wouldn't even get into the car. He said he wasn't going to risk his life. That was the end of the taxi driving. And I remember on one occasion, this was quite funny, I was driving a patient to the hospital, and some cop outside Castlebar stepped out into the middle of the road holding up his hand. Well, Jesus, there weren't any brakes on the car, so I drove over his foot. And I eventually stopped, and he came running after me with his notebook out, writing down my name and everything. And I'm saying, well, you know, I really have to go. This patient is having a heart attack. I have to bring her to the hospital. So he let me go. And on the way back, he was there again waiting for me, so I stopped. And I said, you know, it's your colleague, Tony Butler, who passed this car, probably only yesterday. So if you report me, he's going to get the sack. He tore out the page of his notebook.